why you're still tired after 8 hours of sleep, and what's actually going on inside your cells. You set your alarm. You got your 8 hours. You even went to bed early. And yet, the moment you opened your eyes this morning, exhaustion hit you like a wall. You're not lazy. You're not broken. But something is off, and it's not your schedule. It's something much smaller. Something happening inside every single cell in your body right now, as you read this. It's your mitochondria. The power plants nobody talks about. Here's the thing most people never learn. Your energy doesn't come from coffee. It doesn't come from willpower or motivation or a good night's sleep alone. Your energy is manufactured, assembled piece by piece inside microscopic structures called mitochondria. Think of them as batteries, not metaphorical batteries, literal biological power plants, packed by the thousands into your muscle cells, your brain cells, your heart. When they're firing well, you feel sharp, resilient, and ready. When they're struggling, you feel drained before the day even starts. The question is, what makes them thrive, and what quietly destroys them? The answer changes everything about how you eat, move, sleep, and live. Here are 5 science-backed strategies that directly improve how your mitochondria function. Not in theory, in practice, starting today. Strategy 1, exercise, but not just any kind. Exercise is the single most powerful tool you have for improving mitochondrial function. But here's what most people miss. Different types of exercise work in completely different ways on your cells. Doing only one type leaves results on the table. High-intensity interval training, HIIT, works by creating a controlled energy crisis inside your cells. Short bursts of hard effort, 30 seconds to 2 minutes, followed by recovery. This temporary drop in available energy triggers molecular signals called AMPK and PGC1 alpha. These aren't just fancy acronyms. They are the exact biological messengers that tell your cells, build more mitochondria. More mitochondria means more energy capacity. It's that direct. You don't need a gym. You don't need a trainer. 2 to 3 sessions per week, 4 to 6 intervals each time. That's it. The key is controlled intensity, not exhaustion. Zone 2. Aerobic training is the slow, steady counterpart, a 30-minute brisk walk or jog where your breathing is elevated, but you can still hold a conversation. This is where your mitochondria do the majority of their work, using oxygen to produce energy. Training at this pace essentially teaches your mitochondria to become more efficient. Think of it as conditioning your power plants, not just using them. Aim for 3 to 5 sessions per week, 30 to 60 minutes each. Resistance training is often overlooked in conversations about cellular energy, but it's critical, especially as we age. Muscle tissue is metabolically expensive. It's loaded with mitochondria. When you do resistance training 2 to 3 times a week, focusing on major muscle groups and prioritizing form over heavy weight, you're protecting and expanding the mitochondrial capacity of the most energy-hungry tissue in your body. One important note: if you have heart disease, chest symptoms during exercise, or have been sedentary for a long period, check with your doctor before starting intense workouts. How fast does exercise work? Signaling pathways activate from your very first session. Within weeks, you'll notice improved stamina and faster recovery. Over months, these changes become deeply embedded. The non-negotiable rule: consistency beats intensity. Showing up regularly matters more than any single heroic workout. Strategy 2. Sleep is not passive recovery. It's a service center. Here's a perspective shift that matters. Sleep isn't doing nothing. Sleep is when your body does everything. While you're unconscious, your brain clears metabolic waste. Your immune system recalibrates. Your muscles repair the microdamage from the day. And inside your cells, your mitochondria go through something extraordinary, a process called mitophagy. During the day, your mitochondria work hard. They produce energy constantly, and in doing so, they accumulate damage, worn proteins, degraded membranes, oxidative stress. Mitophagy is the cellular process that identifies damaged mitochondria and removes them. The remaining healthy ones get repaired. New components replace the old. By morning, your mitochondrial pool is renewed, more efficient, and ready to generate energy at full capacity. Now consider what happens when you don't sleep well. Mitophagy doesn't complete. Damaged mitochondria stay in your cells. Oxidative stress builds. Metabolism becomes sluggish. You wake up feeling drained, not because of your mind, but because your cells never fully recharged. Most adults need 7 to 8 hours for this process to run properly. But the quality of sleep matters just as much as the quantity. A few practical upgrades that make a real difference. Keep your room cool, around 67 to 68 degrees. Eliminate all light sources, including small indicator lights and screens. Go to bed at the same time every night and avoid eating too late. Late meals elevate your core temperature and disrupt the sleep architecture your mitochondria depend on. Sleep is not a luxury. It is the recovery cycle that determines how much energy your cells can produce tomorrow. Strategy 3. Morning light, the signal that starts everything. This one surprises people. But once you understand the mechanism, you won't skip it. Deep inside your brain sits a structure called the suprachiasmatic nucleus, your body's master clock. When natural sunlight enters your eyes in the morning, it directly activates this clock and sends a synchronizing signal through your entire biology. Your hormones, your metabolism, your immune function, all of it begins to align with the rhythms of the day. And your mitochondria respond to this signal too. During sleep, they're in repair and maintenance mode. The morning light signal tells them, switch modes. It's time to produce energy. Without this signal, the transition is sluggish. Your mitochondria still function, but they do so out of sync with your actual day, which means lower efficiency, more fatigue, and a longer lag before you feel alert. The fix is almost embarrassingly simple. Within 30 to 60 minutes of waking, go outside and get 5 to 15 minutes of natural light on a clear day. 20 to 30 minutes if it's overcast. Walk to the mailbox. Take the dog around the block. Stand on your porch with a coffee. That's the entire protocol. 5 to 15 minutes. Every morning, it resets your cellular clock and tells your mitochondria it's time to work. Strategy 4. Urolithin A, the gut mitochondria connection. Inside your gut, something fascinating can happen. When you eat foods rich in a compound called L-glutathione, found in pomegranates, walnuts, and certain berries, your gut bacteria can convert those compounds into a molecule called urolithin A. Urolithin A directly triggers mitophagy, the same cellular cleanup process we talked about during sleep. It essentially helps your body continuously remove and replace damaged mitochondria, keeping your cellular energy production running at a higher baseline. There's a catch. Only about 30 to 50% of people have the gut microbiome capable of producing meaningful amounts of urolithin A from diet alone. The rest eat all the right foods and still produce very little. For those people, a clinically studied supplement form called Mitopure, developed by a company called Timeline, delivers urolithin A directly, bypassing the microbiome conversion step entirely. Human clinical studies have shown it can increase mitochondrial renewal by up to 39% compared to placebo after roughly 16 weeks, and it has been shown to improve muscle strength as well. The supplemental form delivers up to 6 times more urolithin A than diet alone can reliably produce. This isn't an energy drink or a stimulant. This is a long-game strategy, supporting your mitochondria's ability to clear out the old and make room for healthy, efficient replacements over time. Strategy 5. Fasting and time-restricted eating. Your cells are not built for constant feeding. The modern pattern, 3 meals a day, snacks between, eating up until bedtime, keeps your body in a state of perpetual energy surplus. And when energy is always available, your cells prioritize storing it rather than repairing themselves. When you reduce your caloric intake, even by 25%, something shifts. Energy-sensing pathways activate. Insulin levels drop. Mitophagy kicks in. The body pivots from storage mode to repair and renewal mode. The same cellular cleanup processes that happen during sleep get triggered during fasting as well. Time-restricted eating is one of the most practical ways to create this effect without obsessing over calories. The principle is simple. Compress your eating into an 8 to 10 hour window, which gives your body 14 to 16 hours of fasting each day. During that fasting window, your cells get the signal they need to clean house, clearing out damaged mitochondria, reducing oxidative stress, and resetting metabolic efficiency. An additional edge. Eating earlier in the day and stopping well before bedtime naturally aligns your feeding window with your circadian rhythm. Light tells your cells to produce energy in the morning. Food timing reinforces that same signal. When these two inputs are in sync, your mitochondria perform at their peak. The biggest dietary disruptors? Refined carbohydrates, added sugars, and ultra-processed foods, because they make it almost impossible to maintain a fasting window, drive chronic overfeeding, and keep your cells locked in storage mode around the clock. Results from time-restricted eating aren't immediate. Expect noticeable improvements in energy within days to weeks, with deeper, more durable benefits developing over months. The bigger picture. Your fatigue is not a character flaw. It's a signal, one that points not to your schedule or your stress levels, but to the microscopic power plants that run every function in your body. The 5 strategies above work at the cellular level. They build mitochondria, repair them, clean out the damaged ones, and synchronize their energy production with the natural rhythms of your day. None of them require a gym membership or a complicated routine. They require consistency. Move regularly. Sleep deeply. Get morning light. Feed your mitochondria with the right compounds. And stop eating early enough that your body has time to repair itself before tomorrow. Your energy is not fixed. It's manufactured, and you have more control over the factory than you think.